It is Thursday, April 3rd, a day that is now etched in the history of failed economic policy and self-inflicted political wounds as President Trump's broad, completely untargeted tariffs are tanking the U.S. markets, wreaking havoc on American companies, ensuring now much higher prices on American consumers, undercutting over the long haul American jobs, risking a recession, and that's according to many experts in the coverage we've seen all across this chaotic day. And let's be clear, Trump's policies slapping a giant tax on Americans, as his former VP Mike Pence put it today. Numbers do not lie. We always try to show you the facts here and lead with the facts. And while some numbers are so bad that we can all reasonably agree it's not a good thing, it's a bad thing, I want to begin not with my observation or Nicole's or what we've discussed in plain English, but the numbers that show these are the most damaging tariffs in a century. And this is now, today, the largest stock slide since the global pandemic first arrived in President Trump's first term.
Markets look set to sell off as Donald Trump imposes the steepest U.S. import levies in a century.
I don't think there's a single positive take on this. This is all just bad.
Stocks set to wipe out nearly $2 trillion in market value.
Taking a plunge as investors react to the sweeping tariffs.
The world was yesterday sort of bracing for a bazooka. But Trump decided he was going to go the Chicago way, and he dropped an economic Moab.
And they are going to turn it upside down, and I think 50-50 into a recession.
Markets tanking. Experts warning of a recession which would be self-inflicted by a new president in the beginning of the term, almost unheard of. In fact, to find a stock slide this bad, as mentioned, you have to go beyond any of the normal volatility. You have to go beyond the inflation-plagued Biden term. And you have to go back to that unusual moment, which we all shared together, when the world began to grasp that it was facing a global pandemic in COVID. The market is a collection of companies and people reacting to events. And it began to quickly absorb how bad the pandemic was going to be. And that was the last time we saw this large a drop. Stocks suffer biggest one-day wipeout in value since that March 2020 pandemic is the Wall Street Journal's headline today, a kind of a Bible for Wall Street. You can see the steep plunge in the combined drop there among the 500 largest companies. Those are the biggest companies that trade publicly. And you can see the reaction quite clear to the Trump tariff announcement, these new tariffs that escalate what was already a costly trade war. It is hard to put the numbers, which I told you is how we're leading tonight, so you can just remember some of the basic math, but it's hard to actually put them in perspective. I could tell you that that is a sudden, seismic 4.8% drop in all of those stocks, the 500 stocks traded on S&P, or I could estimate the value. It's a rough number, but it is a big one. That drop constitutes, in response to Trump's plan, which he was warned against, over $2 trillion lost here. Similar story on the Dow, down about 4%. The other broad stock exchange, the NASDAQ, even worse, plummeting 6%. This is the math. Numbers don't lie. These are the new Trump tariffs, which, as many people warned, many experts warned, and many Trump allies, Republicans, Wall Street veterans warned, are now sinking every market index, battering U.S. stocks. If you look at the measure that includes more companies, they're actually hit the worst. In other words, I mentioned that 4% was trillions. The 2000 index of the companies that include smaller companies located in other parts of the country, et cetera, they're actually taking it the worst. And there's a lot of Trump voters and, frankly, a lot of people in general affected. But that's down 21% from its market high. These tariffs from Trump are escalating the trade war to new heights. They're guaranteeing more countermeasures in the trade war as they hit every country, big or small, rich or poor. Take one conservative magazine that tracks this very closely, The Economist. They call it now Ruination Day, showing President Trump quite literally sawing the U.S. off the map. A self-inflicted wound, isolating us from the rest of the global economy. It's a contrast from a few months back under Biden, when The Economist, which is a right-leaning kind of pro-corporate but internationally objective magazine, that's what they say they are, commented that at that point we had the economy that was the envy of the world. More headlines today. Trump tariffs sinking markets, economic havoc, Wall Street reeling, stocks plunging. That is the brutal reality. This story is well beyond politics and news nerds, if you will. It's my job to sometimes tell you, hey, it's a little bit of a slower news day, or this thing may not break through, or we had a Senate vote, but it's not going to pass the House, so it's not the biggest deal. Today's the opposite. I have to tell you, this is a big deal. This is very bad. This is not one of those things that will be viewed through different partisan lenses, and it can't be lied away, because a lot of people are going to be paying higher prices and worried about a recession, and U.S. jobs will be affected, and the charts show it's all a response to Donald Trump's plans, which he didn't have to do. Think back to Biden, Obama era, Bush. Do you ever remember a major announcement of indiscriminate tariffs that sunk the economy? No, because it didn't happen. It didn't have to happen. This is Donald Trump's choice. We are living in Donald Trump's America. And if I may, there were a heck of a lot of people, including on Wall Street, who said, don't worry about the rhetoric. This can be good for business. They were wrong. They may not admit it, and they may start telling different stories about what they said, but he had the business support, he had the tech support, he had a heck of a lot of people who want lower taxes saying, it'll be good for business. Wrong. Let's look at the response from business as it rolled in to Trump's tariffs.
With today's action, we are finally going to be able to make America great again. This will be indeed the golden age of America.
Big market sell-off this hour. It is ugly out there. The S&P 500 down 3.7%.
If they complain, if you want your tariff rate to be zero, then you build your product right here in America.
Burning down the house to cook a steak. That's the line.
For decades, our country has been looted, pillaged, raped, and plundered by nations near and far, both friend and foe alike. In many cases, the friend is worse than the foe.
We've seen the anger in the responses from many of those allies, just the shock, the worst-case scenarios that were being contemplated.
Those were the numbers. Direct response. You heard one of the finance journalists say, burning down the house. I wish it was a Talking Heads reference. I wish we were all just dancing to David Byrne, but burning down the house to cook a steak is a reference to a type of financial idiocy that is so outrageous and predictable, no responsible steward of business would do it. Another way to track this, a top CEO actually shared a moment of candor on what these recorded public earnings calls are, because it was all happening and the CEO reacted to the drop of their company's stock in real time.
In this race, and I don't know, where's our stock now? I mean, really? Oh, okay. I just looked at the screen. I hadn't looked at it. It got hit when I think the tariff came out.
Yes, it did, because the numbers don't lie. And you have the announcement and then trillions lost. There are economists at Yale who say the tariffs could cost you, a typical American household, close to $4,000 per year. So if this continues, that's $8,000, $12,000 counted up. And depending on your spending habits, or if you ever want to buy a car, it would be more than that. That's just an average. Everybody knows what's happening here. I just showed you. Trump caused the crash, the pain, and some are acknowledging on the right that pain will hit Americans.
No pain, no gain. That's what we used to tell our football players. There's going to be some pain with tariffs.
And there could be some pain along the way.
Yeah.
But you will be thankful once you go through the tough stuff.
There's absolutely going to be short-term pain. The president's been clear about that. Everyone has.
I'm behind the president 100%. There'll be disruption and pain on the front end.
Other Republicans are telling Trump to stop the pain. Rand Paul has dealt with Trump, and he's not now appealing to ethics or empathy for the people going through this. He's not trying to wage a factual policy debate. He is appealing to political self-interest, a kind of a double message, not only for Trump, but also for other Republicans who might look at the long term and future elections. And he's making a throwback to the pictures you see on your screen, which is how far back in history you have to go to recall how tariffs ended Republican careers.
Tariffs have also led to political decimation. When Hott and Smolley put on their tariff in the early 1930s, we lost the House and the Senate for 60 years. So they're not only bad economically, they're bad politically.
Fact check, true. There's wide economic data, plus these new indicators about how this works if the tariffs are completely untargeted and you just stoke a trade war. And the politics are obvious. It's the economy, stupid. I mentioned that quote from Trump's own former VP. Quote, here it is in full. The Trump tariff tax is the largest peacetime tax hike in U.S. history. It may take a lot more time to see the full reaction and scope. There could be more gyrations. We could have more news nights where we're talking about this kind of stock volatility. But the absurdity overall is clear. Trump has slapped tariffs on an island where the only inhabitants are actually soldiers at a joint U.S.-British military base. There are tariffs that hit islands that are uninhabited, unless you count the penguins. As the markets were plunging this afternoon in what is clearly a crisis, the worst crash since when COVID arrived, Trump said, I'm good, I'm out, goodbye. Little wave, little walk. He left work and the White House during this time of economic crisis when you'd want leadership, no matter what caused the crash, to get on the chopper, to go to Florida. He's taking a long weekend to watch a golf tournament and, by extension, promote one of his properties. This is not a drill. This is what's really happening. The election is over. This is the time for governing. And the report card from Wall Street on Donald Trump's governing today is whatever comes below an F.